Shalom, shalom. Real quick video. You know, um, start off with getting into just mentioning a little bit of music, but tying it into that this is our true song, this truth, and we're going back to the ancient of days because of course, music has changed and has been basically turned did a 360. Of course, it was never perfect. I mean, we, you know, you can find some even good songs now, but it's harder to search for the good songs regarding music and what that they play, and they might play a little oldie sometime. Um, and as far as with the artists too, let me just show you an example of a few women artists compared to I mean, from then compared to now, and get some scriptures, and it won't be long. But here's Stacy Lattisaw. She was a singer that came out in the '80s. Israelite woman, and I won't play any of my music because kind of risky now. But she's having an interview with Donnie Simpson. That was a BET show, and she'll mention a few things in here that I want to just kind of add to it. Mind you, this is 1980s. Actually, 1989. When she first came out, she was only 13 or 14. But you know, um, but she spoke. Well, it's gonna you know show itself.
Great. What is this suit?
You look
made
nice
out
too.
of? Oh, thank you.
This is, you know what? I don't know what this is made out of.
It's
Everybody's
like
been asking
parachute
me
or
that.
something like that.
Some kind of new fabric. I think it's rayon.
Is that
Some kind of
right?
new.
She's soft spoken, and one of the things you notice that she's covered up, basically from head to toe. Only a little reeling right here, but she's
Nice though. But you got a little. Oh no, I thought that was suede.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
It's got that look.
she's bubbly a little bit,
What do you do in your spare time?
Shop.
Oh really?
but she
That's how
still
you
like the
like that, right?
womanly
Shop.
things shop.
Shop.
Oh really? What else do you do? I mean, you got to do something like that in the
I
shop.
let's see. I'm beginning to write more music now, and in fact, I wrote one on a new album
Oh really?
called "The Reason Why I Love You," and I produced it along with Ron Kersey.
Got a natural
Lord have
hair,
mercy, Kersey.
no tattoos,
And he's there.
So is this the first time
hardly
that you
no
got
makeup, if any.
to put your hand in?
And it's not because
production?
she's light skinned.
So what did it feel like?
I enjoyed it.
Hell
I
out of here
still
with
have a
that
lot
shit.
to learn. The boards and stuff, I haven't learned that yet.
Is that where you're headed? Is that
Yeah.
what you want to do?
I
Oh,
like
really?
to do that.
On the
I
racks?
think I'm going to be working with my brother soon. He sings, and he's signed with my management Hush. He's getting ready to do an album.
Jerome?
Mhm.
How old is he now? I gotta explain to people. I mean, I remember Jerome being like 8 years old. How old? He's
17.
He's
He'll be
17.
18 in March.
Wow.
He's getting up there.
So he sings.
Girls calling the house all night and everything.
So you still live at home?
Yeah. Still home.
You never thought about moving out?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to start anything.
I
hope you
know,
understand,
right?
Mr. Lattisaw. I'm just asking.
No, I've thought about it. I think about it, but I'm not ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready to live by myself yet. That's good.
Now, we
She said, "I don't know if I'm able to live by myself yet. It's scary." And I'm pretty sure she had both parents in the household, so they were scared to be independent. You know, she was soft spoken, giggly a little bit, even talking about her independence as far as writing her own music. She was still quite, you know, um, humble, womanly, like because these women today they don't even know how to be real women. They forgot what a real woman supposed to sound like or look like, and be like. Now, another interview. Her name is Wendy Moulton. Same minute. I mean, 1993. This is even in the night, a little bit time after, with the same interviewer, Donnie Simpson. As you see,
Yeah.
she got a whole body covered pretty much.
The album too.
Yeah.
You like hats,
I
don't
love
you?
hats.
Yeah. You said it's kind of like a security blanket.
Yeah, in a way. It's, it gives me a little bit of a, confidence, a little bit.
You can pull it down over your eyes
Yeah,
and kind of hide.
absolutely.
Now you're from Memphis,
Right.
and you still live there.
Still live in Memphis.
Did you record the album there?
Yeah, we did about 8 sides of the album in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
producers from Memphis as well.
Oh, okay. So this, most people say that you have to be in either New York or Los Angeles to be in the music business. So obviously that is not true.
Well, it worked for me to be at home. So most of the time it's true, though, because, mostly you have more opportunities in the larger cities, of course.
Mhm.
But for me, it happened at home.
So now when you get real large, are you going to stay at home in Memphis? Or are you going to move
Possibility,
to New York?
I probably will.
Yeah?
I probably will.
So you do like it there?
Yeah, I love it. It's a beautiful place. It's very family oriented, but
See, they talk about family oriented. I'm pretty sure she had her mother and father. I mean, if you grow up with both parents, you turn out more well rounded or better. But I mean, you could, because those are the curses, for families to be separate in Israel and divided and all that. And and it's a lot of us came from broken families, and Most High called us out of that, into His Word. So, but that's dealing with the Most High's hand. But you can possibly still turn out all right with a one parent home. But a lot of the times when that happens, it started out as two parents, so they still get that kind of like a family, that family vibration of the father being in the household. But these are the interviews now, like how to spot a broke boy with city girls, and they basically almost naked and shit.
You're tuned into hot new hip hop. We're going to show you how to spot a broke boy. Period.
Here's Cardi B. Just want you to show you that it's a total difference, like night and day.
Congrats on everything, and thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Now, if they are kind of covered up, she's still kind of showing some skin, but not like the city girls. But they still ratchet and have this personality of, she's gonna show it.
Cardi B, where did that name come from?
My name come from, you know what? My sister name is Hennessy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? My sister name is Hennessy, right? So everybody used to call me Bacardi. So I always call myself Bacardi, right? And then it was my Instagram name, like Bacardi B. But for some reason, my Instagram keep getting deleted. And I think it was Bacardi that had something to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just shortened it to Cardi B.
So Cardi B is the jam, and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was called her name now, pal.
Yeah.
You are from the Bronx?
Mm-hmm. Ew.
See, they got certain personalities. It's just night and day, And I hear people say, "Well, nothing stays the same. We all, grow." No, this is industry, and it's got to do with the industry and things that's going on in the world, controlled by elite people, that allows this kind of friction to go out, this kind of frequency to go out, and molded these artists from that standard, from that, So now it's like, you'll hear about a lot of artist stories when they say, well, even though I'm an independent artist, I'll go out, but I'm still controlled. I can't do this. I can't wear this. I got to, act more like this. So they're groomed into this music industry, into this, and a lot of people, common people, are groomed into this world of America, where they say if you can't beat them, join them, But we're returning back to the old paths, the ancient that goes back to the Ancient of Days, pretty much. Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. You know, this is not. This Bible is not. It's it's not that old, man. And they still talk about current events. Like war. It says Jeremiah 6:16. Thus saith the Lord: Stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. The ancient paths. It says the ancient paths represent the divine principles and timeless truths that Yahweh has established. It is an invitation to return to a life of obedience, righteousness, and reverence for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It also says the Ancient of Days. Let me get that. The Ancient of Days, King James Version. So this music has been watered down. This life has been watered down. Our culture and our heritage has been watered down and taken away, actually, and put into the hands of other men, the heathens, the small hats. It says Daniel 7:19, not 7:9. Like, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and the wheels as burning fire. Yeah, and you can, a lot of pictures are depicted when you put in Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, and they got a fleet of chariots around them, with woolly hair and majestic. And, Ancient of Days, and he's going to take down these other kingdoms because he's the God of all gods, and his son, he gave all power to. So, and this whole truth is a song, this is the truth song. So we start with that, and then we do music through that. We do live our life and lifestyle through that, not the other way around, not being tainted or, being influenced by these heathens, to incorporate that in our culture and our heritage and our belief. That's why you got niggas believing in Christianity. You got niggas believing in Egyptology. You got niggas believing and doing idol worship, Niggas talking about women too. You got women following Cardi B and the City Girls, and and Sweet, Sexy Red, and Suki Hana and all them, Opposed to, it was, and you see the other women's, when I showed the video, they were more humble and in place, covered up. Not saying that was the perfection of what Israel's supposed to be, but it this is a music industry, the same music industry, but it was more open to
the world
live
today is electric.
Closer
from the power at its source to the outlets charging your phone.
To what we represented as a people, opposed to all broken up. Now this is another interview. She's covered up, pretty woman, like the rest of the women.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist it.
And a dress,
I'm not trying to be a matchmaker, but
got
if
a
I
little
were, I would
leg
certainly try to get my
action.
brother hooked up with you.
That would be really nice.
Soft spoken, and she got a natural hair, look good, smiling.
I enjoy working with him,
I've heard.
That's the kind of woman you more want to be like, and this is the industry. So, how much more she's in order and submissive to the Most High, submissive to you as a man of the Lord. But these women running ratchet, talking about how to spot a broke nigga. I wonder why I can't find no man. Well, that's the reason why and shit. We don't like women out of order, city girl kind of women, Suki Hana kind of bitches and hoes and all that. And those women call themselves hoes. call themselves hoes and bitches. So how can they be disrespected by a man if they call themselves hoes and tramps and bitches and all that? So, like I said, you know, bugged out, man. But where it says, "Ask of your fathers," I think did I get that? "Ask of your fathers," King James version. It says Deuteronomy 32:7. Remember the days of old, you know, and even, so to speak, some of these days of old that you could compare to how, you know, it went left, man. Like I said, these interview between these interview type of interviews and the ones that's current now with these current female rappers and all that, even female singers, they're totally night and day, man. Women were, even when you go back to the 60s, 70s, women wore dresses. You know, men wear suits, they cover their head, you know. So there is a, so to speak, somewhat, you know, retro influence of somewhat morale even in the grounds on the grounds of America. You know, as much as this place is warped out and has become more warped out, there still was a certain element of respect and you know, true dignity among Negroes and, you know, Latinos on the soil of America. Days of old, consider years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee. And what did the Most High put on the highways and byways? Elders. What do you treat them as? Fathers. What is the song that we're singing is truth? So we're bringing it all into under the spirit, in the spirit, under the banner of Yahweh Yahushai and the Holy Spirit by Shem Kakadash. And then that's where everything starts from. You know, that's where we start our music from. That's where we start, you know, the song from. Anything that like we're doing now in this life of America, where you start with the grounds and foundation of Yahweh Yahushai. Because our people think when you turn to the truth that it's gonna be boring and all that. Well, the reason why we don't really do that much but go on the high, because this is a fucked up place. It's all backwards. So yeah, we ain't gonna do too much. We ain't gonna have freak parties and freak off at these clubs and you know, and all in the rap industry. Now, if this was paradise, you'll hear about us. We'll be all over the place. We'll be, you know, we'll be into these cities and into these establishments if it was all righteous. But yeah, hey, the truth may seem boring. We might seem boring with, you know, subjects we go into, you know, because the world's been turned upside down. Now let Jake go to school, you know, and it'll be a quiet classroom. You can't speak, and to get that degree, he'll go there because he get a reward, a physical reward for it, a certificate, appreciation thing, you know. But our reward is in heaven. Our reward is you know, when we finish our mission, you know, on earth. And it's going to be heaven on earth. Best believe that. But, you know, this is more of, you know, closer in this worldly state that you would probably come close to finding a good woman. Now, there are women that are in the truth. There are women that have men in the truth and they submit to their man. I'm talking about kind of when you know, it's not that. These are, but these women don't exist no more. That the ones that the common woman that's like this, more eloquent, more I won't use that word, but more, down to earth, submissive, and shamefaced. They don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You're bad.
you did work with him though. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
on the album too.
Yeah, we produced my first
And she's more even beautiful, more beautiful how she's acting.
Is this the first time?
Not only like she look good,
No,
but
actually, I did some
that
work
makes her
with
more
Jason
beautiful.
on the guy.
She's soft spoken.
And as a matter of fact, when his new album is coming, I'm on a lot of that.
Oh really?
So we got to know each other really well.
And these women probably was probably doing some shit too behind, but the way they presented themselves, you know what I'm saying? And I do believe that they, a lot of them were more poised. Let me get that word poised. I think more kind of like, more disciplined or more, of studious background. Let me see. Poised definition. Graceful, yeah, that's the word I was thinking about. And elegant. Yeah, I was thinking about elegant, not eloquent, but elegant. Graceful and elegant, bearing in a person. Balanced. They have presence to them. Some equilibrium. It says steady oneself. Remain motionless. So, they were still dealing with a machine, so to speak, but it was still kind of more what they were like. They were just, inventing. I mean, like one of them said in an interview, they starting to write and started learning the board. They didn't know the boards. They didn't know how to produce. A lot of these, even these ratchet ass women today, they have their lyrics written by a man or produced by a man. They still have producers, and when they get into the acting, they have producers, executive producers, that's producing them. These ratchet ass movies. Cause hey, Jake, he'd be like, well, fuck it, I'm from the hood, and I got a little bit of money. I'm kind of a little bit famous, but I'm not. I can't make a big budget movie, so I'm gonna make a movie about the hood. And it becomes black exploitation. But when they do get a lot of money and become millionaire stars like Tyler Perry, that's still black exploitation. He could make a movie where a black man be a hero, man. I mean, not, a super with superpowers. He could have done Supercell 1,000 different ways of that super, the Supercell where they show Jake having power on Netflix. A Book of Clarence, that was all right. It showed Jake in Jerusalem. It showed Jake, showed a little truth in there. He could have done many movies like that. It took the rats to pick up the Matrix and the Terminator when a black woman wrote it. So what? She probably tried to, I'm pretty sure, get in touch with black producers, and they were like, nah. And then they probably was like, they might have said, hey, it's going to be a big budget. We can't afford that. But they're affording all this other shit. You can make a good movie and a low budget movie and make it real informational, to so-called black people, so-called Latino people. Do they? Nah. Are they controlled too? Yeah. Tyler Perry, he's a pawn for the elites. He's controlled. And the rest of these damn people that make you think they independent, Lee Daniels, whatever his name, they're controlled. And they got to sell their soul to have that kind of power. A lot of back then, I want to say and close out, like during this time, and when artists was, just getting out there and especially concerning the women artists, because they would like there's women and a couple of women I showed covered up and elegant and graceful talking and all that. They a lot of it was family oriented. They had like Stacey Lattisaw. She said she was gonna write for her brother and all that, but they broke that shit up. They broke. That's why you used to have groups. All back then it was groups. It was the Manhattans, the OJs, the Isley brothers. The Marvelettes, the Supremes, and all that. It was groups. You don't see no groups no more. That ended in pretty much in the 90's, which that ratchetness was coming in there. You know, and even with rap, you had rap groups, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. I think the Furious Five. You had the Sugar Hill Gang. You had the Get Fresh crew. W Fresh, Biz Markie, and Roxanne Shante and them. You had who else you had? You had and it went into the 90's, with Wu Tang and all them. It was groups, and that broke all up. You had the Fugees, you had NWA, of course, but they when NWA came out, it wasn't really high in gangster stuff. It was talking about after police. It was kind of like, it was kind of similar to Public Enemy, but on the gangster side, on the West Coast side. But it was still talking against the police and the government, whatever. But of course, they paid. That's when they started really getting us into that other kind of music. You had Bone Thugs and Harmony and all that. So and the Crazy Bone, like I said, he even stated that they paid him, and they paid them and controlled that narrative to have them come out with that gangster music. Because Jake used to, and thug music and all that. Because Jake used to talk about pain, even when Grandmaster Flash was out. I'm just talking, but he said, "Don't push me. I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under." That's talking about pain, and struggles and all that. But now it's like, in the rap beef, it turned up. Now it's talking about kill that nigga, I'll kill that nigga's mother. Easy had one song. He said, Swift brother, and that'll smother your mother and make your sister think I love her. That's some crazy. But they had a kind of a fashion to their music, to where it went mainstream. A lot of so-called white people, a lot of Edomites listened to their music, and was liked by their music. So, sometimes it's here and there, but the core of this thing is that it didn't get worse. These are worse times, It's worse music. The women didn't got worse. The men didn't got worse. Turned to niggas and bitches and what have you. And Israel was paid off, and the narrative was still by the rich men. And you can't go into these, like I said, man, it's a whole thing. We had magazines out, we had clothing lines out, and they called it the black culture, a great part of the black culture. But if you really want to go back, culture means cultivate, agriculture, land, it means, resources, and we lost all that. We had that in Jerusalem, but we lost all that. It says Jerusalem is the mother of us all, not Africa. So, Most High, will we soon go back to Jerusalem? Jerusalem, the mother of us all, King James Version. That's where we're going to have fun. That's where we're going to get the greatness of ruling and having fun in the right way. Jake's fun today is getting drunk and smoking weed and getting some pussy. That's his fun. Going to a strip club. You don't have to do all that to have fun, man, and enjoy yourself and enjoy life. It says, Galatians 4:26, Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all, man. Take us back to the land, King James Version. Oh, you had we have man, what was that? I forget the group name. It slips my mind, but take us back to the song by Tennessee, 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 and we put God in our music, even though we wasn't saying Yahweh, but there was certain level, certain respect for at least the concept of God in our music back then. Now it's all devil worship. It's all lust and sex and adultery and drugs, killing and murder. It says, 1 Peter 5:8. To take us back to the land, King James Version.